The information provided in this episode is provided for general informational purposes only and may not reflect the current law in your state or country. By watching and listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as legal advice and no attorney-client relationship between you, the host, or guest. You are advised to seek legal counsel concerning your legal question or concern from a lawyer licensed in your state, country, or appropriate licensing jurisdiction.
Good evening, USA. Hello, Texas. And good morning, Philippines. I know it's 10 a.m. in the Philippines right now. And of course, in Australia, good afternoon. And you're probably already eating your lunch right now. And in Canada, it's good evening for sure. And of course, hello to all our viewers and listeners, all the Filipinos around the world, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Welcome dito sa Usapang OFF THE RECORD. I am your host, Aileen 𝘞𝘩𝘬𝘐𝑚. I'm an attorney licensed here in the state of Texas and in the Philippines, and I am the managing partner of 𝘞𝘩𝘐𝘬 Law Firm based here in Houston, Texas. Mapapanood at mapapakinggan nyo kami dito sa Usapang OFF THE RECORD every Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. That'll be 10 a.m. in the Philippines, Saturday morning na. And we are, of course, live stream via Roof Chamber, Radio Pinoy, Facebook page and YouTube channel. And kaya naman, you like and follow us so you will be notified of our upcoming live shows. And kami rin ay mapapakinggan via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and Listen Notes. Kaya if you're joining us on the live show right now, magparamdam na. Post your comments or questions or even shout-outs to your friends and families all over the world dahil tayo mapapanood all over the world. Basta meron kayong internet and you have Facebook account and YouTube account, you'll be able to join us today. It's a live show. Wow. So last time, I did my live show saan pa? Sa San Antonio because I was in San Antonio that time. And if you joined me last time or you're able to watch the previous episode, we feature there some of the Filipino Americans who are actually successful immigrants here in the United States. The guests there are coming from different states and also different cities within Texas. And the best part of that actually is the memorandum of agreement. No, it's not agreement. It's memorandum of understanding between the city of San Antonio and city of Baguio. So they signed a friendship memorandum of understanding. That is very nice. Baguio is very close to my heart. It's like my second home. Because I'm from Pangasinan, right? So, well, actually, I don't even know what to say. Whenever they ask me, saan ka sa atin sa Pilipinas, attorney? My mom is from Bicol. My dad is from Pangasinan. I was born in Manila, but I studied in Baguio. So, tell me, anong pang sasabihin ko, right? So that's why I said Baguio is my second home. I'm very, very happy sa nangyaring understanding na yun between the city of Baguio and San Antonio. But anyway, our topic for today is very interesting. And I feel like this is going to be very useful to a lot of us. Kasi lahat tayo, sa totoo lang, lahat tayo, we have a business, what do you call this, blood. Hindi nyo lang alam na business-minded pala tayo lahat in so many ways. And so that's why I want to let you know our topic for today is business. As a matter of fact, it's business to business and a little bit about immigration. And I'm so excited na introduce sa inyo ang makakasama natin ngayong gabi. He came from Olongapo City, Philippines, of course, and he has lived in Houston, Texas, since 1999. And he has worked in the financial industry for almost 17 years. So talagang expert, di ba? Sa kanyang craft. His bicultural background and focus actually on community collaboration and engagement. Yeah. He has several board leadership roles then, including chairman of the board of the alliance, helping our immigrants and refugees become self-efficient, which is very important. He is also the current president of Asian American Heritage Association, or otherwise known as APAHA here, and he was past president of Houston Royal Oaks Lions Club. Marami tayong mga kaibigan dyan. Also, Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Texas, and past co-chair of the Mayor's Advisory for the New Americans. Yeah, this is really a very good position, and buti meron tayo niyan dito sa Houston. I'm not sure it's in some other cities if they do have that position or opportunities. No. And our guests, of course, also help organize several programs and projects like the annual Back to School Health Fair and Business Expo for the past 15 years. Also, Adopt a Mom, Adopt a Family Christmas program for 14 years. Also, A-Leaf Health Fair Mission and Vision Hope for Lions Club, calamity and relief efforts for disaster and impacted community, both local and international, to name a few. To name a few lang yun, ah. He is the recipient of the Asian Chamber of Commerce Community Ambassador Award, Fresh Spirit Wellness Legacy and Unsung Hero Award, Lions Club, Jack, I don't know how to, if I'm going to pronounce this right, wait, just correct me later on, Fellow Award, and Texas Association of Realtors Community Hero Neighborhood Award. Wow, daming awards. He's a multi-awardee. And most recently, he received and he was awarded the Texans Quarterback Community Award presented by the Houston Texans Foundation, BHP, and United Way at the NRG Stadium, which is kapitbahay lang natin dito yan, ang NRG. So our guest, as an entrepreneur by heart, he founded Adriatico and Associates Brokerage and Services, which is a commercial and residential real estate brokerage and development firm that also offers insurance, property management, and business consulting. And, nako, mahaba ito, hindi? Napaka-interesting ng kanyang buhay kasi, he also expanded into media and entertainment by starting a production firm called Adriatico Production. And ako nga, I had the opportunity nga to actually be invited by him sa kanyang premiere night ng isa sa kanyang mga movies. No? Also, our guest became a regular TV host and co-producer of the Telly Award-winning show called Chit Chat Houston, which made history as the first Filipino Asian American TV show, produced and hosted by Filipino Americans on an American channel. And soon to launch another talk show called, bago ito, TikTok, tackling real stories, real estate, and real people. Excited? Yeah, I'm excited to know more about that. Maybe we can ask him, questions about this later on. Now, he also co-produced a multi-award-winning short films called Black Rainbow na napanood ko rin. And naiyak nga ako dun sa short film na yon. And currently, he's working on a U.S. release of a full-length movie called Father and Bride. I was invited to watch the premiere night of this one, so I'm excited. So actually, this Father and Bride was, of course, he can tell you more about it, but let me tell you a little bit about that. This movie has inspired the creation of the script and storyline, including writing the lyrics of its movie theme song entitled Tayong Dalawa, which he also recorded. So our guest also is a singer. So he recorded it and soon to be released on all music streaming platforms. Talagang he is very versatile. And of course, gusto na nating makilala, sino pa ba? Si Nelvin Adriatico. Welcome, Nelvin, to Usapang Off the Record.
Magandang gabi, mga kababayan, kapamilya, kapuso, kaibigan, ka-Zumba, at lahat ng mga kaasa buong mundo. Magandang hapon, magandang umaga, magandang gabi. Right? Did I cover it right?
Oh, makalimutan, madaling araw. kung may nanonood sa atin na madaling araw. But yeah, I'm so thankful and grateful that you had you found time to join us here sa live show sa Usapang Off the Record despite your very very busy schedule. He is really very busy. I mean, I can tell you.
Well, basta
So
ikaw, Aileen. Ikaw ang
bas,
nag-invite eh.
basta ako nanginginig pa.
Nandinig pa ako. Sabihin mo lang sa akin, jump and I'll ask how high.
Wow, that is very intriguing. Well, Nelvin, yun nga, nabanggit ko sa introduction ko, I hope that I pronounce everything right.
Mahaba.
Oo nga, sabi ko short lang pero really, uh, mahirap talaga ialisin ng iba doon because they're all very important and mas marami pa, 'di ba? So na-trim down na yon. Nelvin, ito marami kadalasan kong tinatanong sa aming mga guests dito, tell us about your Filipinos. Alam ko na sa introduction, syempre, we already know you were born in the Philippines and in 𝘞𝘠𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘦𝘴𝘴 City. So tell us more about your Filipino roots.
Yeah. So, last name is Adriatico, right? So I actually was raised by a single mom, and she was a teacher. And I think early on, I've learned the value and the importance of hard work. I think most of us Filipinos, we really do work hard. And I think a lot of the immigrants. And also, I've learned early on really the respect of other people, regardless of where you are, where you come from, your background, religion. Doesn't matter where you come from. I think na-instill na yun sa akin ng mami ko from the get-go. And, growing up, talaga nga kami, every day sometimes, we have new kid on the block on our dining table. Because our mom loves to adopt kids.
Wow.
So even when I was a kid, na-nurture na sa akin yung community service. Because my mom loves putting kids to school. I mean, she just loves education. And I think that's
She's a
one
teacher.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a teacher. And that's, I think, yung biggest, I think, what I've learned from her, right? So when people ask me, what are really the main thing that you will never forget about your mom? I always said three things. What I've learned about my mom is the 3 C's of life: choice, change, and you have to take a chance. So
So
that's what.
choice, change, and chance.
Yeah. So they said you have to make a choice and take a chance, or your life will never change.
Mm.
So those are the 3 C's of life. Yun ang aking mantra that I followed every single step that I do in life. The 3 C's of life. So when you ask me, coming to the US, what my background is because of the 3 C's of life.
Mm-hmm.
I came here in the country with $20. So when people ask me, how is your life? And I said, my story begins with $20 in a dream. Because I came to this country with really nothing to show for. I came to California. My family isn't from California, right? But we're not, as most of the people that are starting their lives here, you have to stay with family members first because they're the one that's going to be there for you to support you, right? So I've stayed with my family first when I first came here, my aunt, my uncles, and everybody, right? So because all my families are all here. I have sisters that live in, also at that time they live in North Carolina, which is too far, right? So I came, of course, to visit them. And then what I wanted to do is I've always been the type of person that loves challenges in life. So when I came to California, the first job that I've gotten in California is to work as a CNA. So
Yeah, so can you tell us more about the CNA kasi mga kababayan natin hindi masyadong familiar.
You help elderly people, right? So
yung ba nurse aid din yan, di ba? Parang ganon, nurse.
I'm nurse aid, yeah.
Nurse
So
aid.
I started with really from the bottom, because my background is medical as well. Because as all you all know, we're all in the medical field, right? Because being in the Philippines, I wanted to be a doctor when I was growing up.
Everybody wanted to be a doctor. Ako That's why my background also, my undergraduate is
I know.
biology, right?
So I wanted to be a doctor, pero sabi ko, this is not for me. So kaya when I got the job in Arizona and help a lot of people, elderly, I was able to really help facilitate with their medications, training them. And the hardest part is really yung magpalit ng, what do you call it, diapers for the elderly.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
I did that. I did that for a year when I was
Usually
starting.
they're very heavy and they're
Yeah,
big and heavy, diba?
yeah. Pero dun ko na-realize, to be honest, is why there's so many of us Filipinos are nurses. You gotta have the heart and the passion to do that
For
job.
sure, yeah.
Kaya nga, remember, most of us dito sa US, I think every family, so every person I have met would always tell me, "Oh, you're Filipino. Oh, I know a lot of nurses. My Filipino is a nurse. My this, my that." So I was like, they take care of my family, which made me actually it feels good that all of us are part of their family. They became part of their family.
Mm-hmm.
So which is really amazing. So that's how I started, and then at that time, I have a son. I came to the US. I left my son in the Philippines.
And what is his name again?
AJ, Anthony Joseph.
Hey, AJ, hello. Hope you're watching.
He just left. Actually, he was going to a friend's party for Halloween.
Ay, ganon. Well, he'll watch the recorded for
I
sure,
know.
right?
So so when I came here, it really is about trying to have a different life. Because you know how our lives in the Philippines, right? The
Never
opportunity,
easy.
we've always been, I think it's embedded to us that if you really want to make a change and you want to better yourself, you have to work abroad. That's always been our kind of, na instill sa
The
mind.
goal of everyone na uunlad ka lang if you go abroad.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But they don't understand how hard it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hard. I mean, coming to this country, because all of us here, everyone has to go to work. If you don't have a car, you don't have insurance, you don't
Can't
have
go
anything,
anywhere.
patay ka na.
Oh, you can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere, right? So that really motivated me more. So, and then another aspect of it was, as you all know, I'm part of the GLBTQ community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Filipinos in the Philippines, and I was so scared about coming out to my family. My family
Mm-hmm.
didn't know at that time.
So, but when did you know?
Actually, when I moved to Texas,
Oh, okay.
when I moved to Texas, I was so scared. So when I came to Texas, is the idea for me is to get away from the family, because I'm trying to figure out myself. I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out what would be the best way to do this and to learn more about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because being married and all with a kid, right? And
Yes.
so I had to come out, and I told my mom at that time, and she was still alive. And they didn't took it the way I was hoping for, because
Mm-hmm.
again, it's different because we're very conservative.
Yeah.
But one thing that I will never forget, this is before my mom's passing, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think it was 2 months before my mom's passing when I got an email from her, and she told me on the email, "I will love you for what you are,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever makes you happy, do it." That's what she told me.
Wow. So she emailed that to
She
you.
emailed that. She emailed me that. Yeah, she did.
Mm.
And really, that gave me the motivation that I needed, because I was just so scared, being gay and being alone in a place like
Yeah.
Texas, which is the most red
Yeah.
state. Which
Yes.
yeah, but then I work at the bank, right? So my first job here, when I first came to Texas, I was knocking on doors. I was selling stamps. You know those electronic stamps that you like, that you go knock on doors and you have to sell them. So I was walking in the heat
So that's how you sell stamps then?
here. No, no,
Like
here in Texas.
when I mean that time.
Right at that time.
Like
So
you go knock at the door and yeah,
those
okay.
Pitney Bowes machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
okay.
we were going on businesses and knocking and then offering
Oh,
that
okay.
machine because I work for an agency. And then Wells Fargo came. I was interviewed in the bank. So at that time, and this is, I was interviewed by a TV station here in 2000 because of this story. And I think not, I don't think most of the Filipino knows about this story. So I was interviewed in the banking business, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
interviewed at Amex, Film Life, and then Wells Fargo. This is before 9/11 happened,
Okay.
right? So all the jobs that I was interviewed, all of them, my training will be in New York, except Wells Fargo. So
Okay.
Amex and Film, which is insurance company, all the trainings are in the tower
Supposed to be or supposed to be there at that
at
time, right?
the time. So, but I've always been a believer of prayer. Everything that I do, I prayed so hard first and asked for signs. When that happened, I said, whatever job comes first and whatever job is offered, that will be the job that I will take. So Wells Fargo called me that morning at 9 o'clock, followed by Amex and followed by Film. The offer at that time was bigger in Amex and Film. But I said, I made a commitment and I said, I promised that whoever
The
calls me first,
first.
that will be the job for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I took Wells Fargo. You know, my job at Wells Fargo at that time, my salary was only $27,000 a year.
A year.
A year.
And this was before the 9/11, right?
9/11
So
September.
yeah,
So
okay.
I start my job there in August.
Mm-hmm.
August. So I
Oh,
was
okay. Very close to it.
Oh yeah. So I
Very
was
close to
changing.
it.
Yes, I was changing, and I saw that plane crash on the tower.
Yeah.
I was watching because I love to watch news, right? So I was
Mm-hmm.
watching Matt Lauer and his co-host at that time, and I saw this plane just crash behind them,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell is going on?" So
Uh-huh.
I came to work at Wells Fargo. I was working at the Randalls, because all the banks before, remember, they have this Randall stores. Remember,
Yes.
where,
So Randall's, yeah.
so and then all these things happened with 9/11, and then
Mm-hmm.
I told this story to someone that I said my faith really saved me
Yes.
because most of the people at that time that's on Amex, remember that Amex building and the film collapse,
Mm-hmm.
remember?
Yeah. Yes.
So I told it to someone, and that someone told a studio, and it was what's her name? She was African American, very well known, Deborah Duncan. Deborah Duncan. That's
Mm-hmm.
the name, that's the show. So Deborah's staff called me in and they said they were doing this show called The Power of Prayer. And they want
Mm.
to interview me and invite me to the studio.
Oh, okay.
So they invited me and they asked me and they interviewed me about this situation. And that's where they called The
Oh,
Power of Prayer. So from there on, I've always been, everything that I do, I pray first.
yeah.
So that was the beauty.
Yes. That is true. Your faith saves you, but also remember you listen.
Yes,
Yeah, right? Because if you're hard headed, well, no, I'm going to New York.
no,
Yeah.
I think I think the moral lesson there is not all about the money. Because if I was really just for the money, I would have taken the highest
Yeah.
salary.
So actually the best decision you make is, when you're not probably thinking about money, but you're thinking about maybe the future, what you really wanted in life. Yeah. And I know that, you have that business. blood within you, because I know you have so many businesses, and I'm really really excited to talk about your businesses because as an immigrant is is not really easy to make it here
Oh,
and
yes.
to thrive and to even maybe
Right.
succeed,
Yeah.
but it's not impossible, just like you.
Yeah.
So before we go on a short break, let me ask you first, what is your most memorable experience as an immigrant? I know it's gonna be a lot, but just give us one memorable
I think
experience.
I think is starting from the bottom and working your way up. Because, as I said to you, I work to assist in helping elderly, changing diapers,
Yeah,
cleaning their asses, right? And then walking in the street in the heat, selling
yeah,
stamps. That's why I said my life story is $20 in a dream.
yeah.
Because I have believed in the American dream, but it will not be given to you if you don't work hard and if you don't start somewhere.
Wow. Yeah. Very, very inspiring. When you're already at the bottom, there's no way you're
Yeah,
gonna fall
yeah,
down, right? There's only one way, and that's up.
yeah.
All right, let's pause for a short break and we'll return. So stick around.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Rogers. I am the auditor of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston area. Please watch the Biz Talk every second and fourth Thursday of the month via Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy Facebook page and the YouTube channel. See you all!
Welcome back. We're still here sa Usapang Off the Record at gumaganda ng gumaganda ang ating usapan dito and I'm very excited. Thank you for sharing your very inspiring life, Nelvin. As a matter of fact, we have here, Shell Daseco, on the live show here with us. Hi, Shell. She said, very inspirational story and now enjoying American dream. So she has a question. What is your advice to Filipinos having a hard time attaining the American dream?
I've always just said you can't do this alone. I think we need to swallow our pride sometimes. We need to swallow because we all need help. If you do that, you'll never know who will be the receiving end that's going to open the door for you. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor in the Philippines, it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer in the Philippines, it doesn't matter what profession you're in from the Philippines. When you come here, you gotta swallow your pride. You gotta start somewhere. And that's what I did. But I did ask for help, right? You gotta have that motivation as well. Again, remember the three C's of life:
Mm-hmm.
choice,
Chance,
change,
change,
chance,
yeah.
and change. That's the American dream. It will not be given to you, but you have to reach it out yourself.
Yes. Well, that's a good thing about here in America because this is a lot of many opportunities.
Yes.
So I think it's just a matter of you probably looking for that opportunities because if you're going to sleep on, like probably just stay and wait passively, nothing's going to happen. But you're right, Nelvin. I agree. Totally agree with you that you need to ask help. That is
Mm.
why it's very important to have a support
Support
group
system.
here, support
Yes.
system. However you find these people who's gonna provide you that support, huwag kang mahihiya because
Exactly.
kailangan mo yun. Isipin mo na lang, lahat tayo dumaan doon.
So,
Yeah.
like Eileen, remember, you know me that I have done so many community service, right? And
Oh,
as a
yes.
business. And one thing that really for me is when I do community service and I try to reach out to a lot of people that may need help. Like for our Adafa family where we do Christmas gift, right? A back
Mm-hmm.
to school that we've been doing for 15 years, we give up backpacks. I know for a fact that there's a lot of Filipinos out there that needs help.
Yeah.
That needs help. But they would not want to be in line to get free school backpacks.
Because that's what you're saying. Pride.
Exactly. That's what I
It's not
said.
gonna help you. That's not gonna help them.
I mean, $20 is $20. $25 $25, right? When you buy that and you have four kids that you have
Oh
to
yeah, that's
provide
a hundred
education,
bucks.
that's $100.
Yeah,
Whatever it is that you can get help, that the nonprofit organization, the government, anything that you can ask for help, as long as though you don't abuse it.
just
We
ask
just
help.
need to ask for help. And
Yeah,
sometimes we get, because when they help you, this is what I always tell people every time I do all my community service. Right now, you're here, you're needing help. When you get better, when you're able to
to
provide
help.
for yourself and to be well, it's time to pay forward and you do the same thing what you have received.
Yes, pass it on. That's what
Pass
they
it on.
say.
Pay it forward. Yeah.
Yes, pay it forward. Yeah, and of course, like I just mentioned earlier, this is a lot of many opportunities. So you can do something.
Correct.
Dito nga, biglang ang daming mga businesses, di ba?
Amen.
If
Yeah.
you can find a job, put a,
Yeah.
organize, put on a business, or you make your own opportunities. If you can't find them, make that opportunities. And that is why today also we're going to be talking about business, because
This,
Nelvin has so many businesses. So of course, Nelvin, may pinagsimulan yan, di ba? It started from somewhere, from something. So tell us about how you started a business, your business. How did you get into? Because you were saying about your experience. So earlier, like you went to the bank,
yeah.
you got into selling stamps, and now you own many businesses. So just tell us, shortly,
Yeah.
just
So
short, quick. How did you start
yeah.
becoming involved in business?
Listen, one thing I'm grateful for is the what I've learned in banking. Wells Fargo gave me the opportunity at that time without any banking experience except sales, right? Because I love sales, marketing and sales. And at that time, I was actually interviewed by a panel of district managers. And what they did was they put a questionnaire in a fishbowl. In
Okay.
that fishbowl, you have to pick and you have to sell that product, whatever is in the fishbowl, to several district managers. And I sold a IT company to them. I had to make things up. I don't know anything about technology and IT, right?
Yeah.
But the most important thing is about selling. You gotta have the confidence. So when I got into banking, I became a personal banker, right? I sell accounts,
Yeah.
sold loans, I do customer service for people, and that's how it started. I've learned and met so many business people in my lifetime. The first and one of the most, I think, experience that I will never forget, and I'm talking about confidence here, right?
Yeah.
One of the senior VP in one of the Cooper House. Remember that CPA big firm in
Yeah.
downtown? Because I was working at the Wells Fargo Plaza building. So this guy came in and wanting to apply for a home equity or a house or something. And
Okay.
when I was in my 20s, I looked so young. I looked so really young, right? So
You
one
look
thing
like you're probably minor at that time if you're on
I
your
look like a
20s.
So he
Yeah.
came and sat down at my desk and said to me, I was doing my work, and he said to me, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?"
Yes.
That's the first thing he said to me. You know how my response was?
What
I
did, what
said,
did you say?
I said to him, "Sir, I don't think I will be here sitting in front of you with a desk separating us if I don't know what I'm doing. I don't come to you to go to your office to tell you how to do your job. So please just sit there, relax, and I will let me do my job."
Wow.
That was my response.
That's a
And,
good one. Yeah.
and I actually got his trust because he said to me, no one has ever talked to him that way because he's a boss.
Yeah. He
Sometimes,
talks that way to people, but no one
probably.
will talk
So
to that.
sometimes you gotta push back.
Yeah.
And that's how I started learning. I've learned and met and became friends with so many business people, right? I've learned how to do loans. I've learned and talked to people that are startup business. I've learned how
Mm-hmm.
to start up a business. I've learned in different industries how their business works. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fast learner, so I just absorb things. So 8 years ago, that's when I started. I was interviewed in 2022, 23. There's a magazine called Legal Zoom. I don't know, legal. It's about lawyers. So one
Mm-hmm.
of my clients, who is a law firm, owns that magazine. I've helped them.
Okay.
So they interviewed me, and I still have that article. They asked me how do you see yourself 20, 25 years from now? My reply was, and this is I was 24, 25, I think, if I'm not mistaken. My
Mm-hmm.
my reply was, I want to be a businessman and a public servant and become a politician.
Oh wow, you already map out your life. You already know where you're going.
That's I
At the
was
age of 25?
yeah,
Okay.
I was really surprised when I saw that article again. And I said, and I'm
Yeah.
living the dream and I'm leaving.
There's your bucket list there, right there.
And when you ask me how I started doing it, and that's how I did 8 years ago, I started my brokerage firm because I have helped and consulted so many businesses how to start a business. How it's like a business plan. I've read so many business plans, and that's why I actually got the idea of starting my own. And
Mm-hmm.
I love real
Yeah.
estate, so
Yeah. So, I mean, vision, you're a visionary person, obviously. And of course, what separates you from all the other visionaries, you put it in action and
yeah,
you make it happen.
it wasn't
And
easy.
that is a good. No, never, never,
You're
never.
gonna
Things like that
fail.
is never is. The fact that you have your your life map out at the age of 25, I don't know. I probably around 35 or 40 people are still trying to, determine what they want in life. But yeah, so business. So because of what you're doing, and you have an open mind, you have an open mindset, which means that you're open to learning, that everything can be learned, and not saying no. So that gave you a lot more opportunity to learn. And now you're applying it. So now you have a business that also provides service to another business,
Correct.
which,
Yes.
yeah. So that's where the term business to business, you
Yeah.
know, came up with. I mean, I don't know if you made out, probably not originated from you, but
Yeah, it's B2B.
obviously
We call it the B2B.
the B2B. So yeah, and this is what actually we want to talk about also, because talking about creating opportunities. If you don't find an opportunity, go create yours. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to really um, plan your life and reach or make that American dream, happen, right? So tell us, what is B2B? How does it work?
Yeah. So business to business, it's kind of like you and me. Right now, we're talking about it, right? You're a lawyer and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
consultant. So what I do, I network. I go to a lot of networking events, and that's part of the community service. You got to understand in business, the people that you meet that's doing community service, most of them are business owners, and most of them are decision makers, and most of them have money because they will
Most of them,
never do community service and volunteering their time if they have to work 8 hours
or even
for a
more.
living, or even more, right? So that's how I actually able to meet so many business owners and business people in doing community service. So when somebody comes to me, they call me the business encyclopedia in a sense of because Nelvin may know someone.
Okay.
So if
You're the go-to person for whatever reason, right? Yeah,
but it took a while to earn that,
of
right? Because
course.
people need to trust you to be able to ask you so you can recommend people that's in your circle.
Yes.
I am very cautious on who the people I surround myself with. I can
That's
only
good.
probably have name friends that I can call friends in my fingers. I have a lot of acquaintances, as you know.
Yes.
I have few friends that I can really call friends that I can just call in one dial, and then when they call me, and I will answer that call because I
Yes.
know that they need me or I will need them for something. And you saw that last night when we did the premiere.
I
Uh,
know.
yeah, when we did the
But
movie.
I'm optimistic. I'm
Yeah.
actually looking forward to when it's gonna be, right?
So the business to business concept is really helping businesses to prosper by helping other business. It's the same way of you have to give in order to receive, right? So
Yes.
you're familiar with the organization called BNI, right? Business networking, right?
Hmm.
So they help each businesses. You have to have in your life, I've always believed this. You need to have in your life a banker, a CPA, a lawyer, consultant, an insurance guy.
An
Because
insurance guy, yes.
these are the five professions that you're gonna need as a business owner.
If you have a business, you're
Right.
right.
And even though you're working for someone else, eventually you're gonna want to have because you have to think like a business owner, even if you're working for someone else. This is the misconception a lot of times of people. If you don't care for the business owner that you work for because you just think that you're getting salary, then that job is going to be temporary.
Yep.
You got to think as a business owner as well yourself, even you work for someone else. Okay, because that shows that you care. Because being a business owner takes a lot of guts, a lot of courage, and a lot of money to maintain.
A lot of risk,
A lot
that risk taking there.
of risk. So that is why it's, but you have to also treat as an employee or employer, as a boss, you need to treat your employee the right way as well.
That is right.
Yeah. You cannot be saying to them, I'm the boss, you got to follow
Hmm.
me. No. You are actually servicing them. You're the slave. Like, I'm a broker, right? So I have a lot of
Yeah.
agents in my office. I always tell them, I am not you don't work for me, I work for you.
For you, yeah.
That's what I always tell them. My clients, I work for them. If you have that mindset, I'm telling you, you're going to build and develop a very solid clientele that's always going to be there for you. That's going to help you and guide you and refer your business. And you don't have to work as hard as you need to do, as you need to be.
Did you hear that? You don't have to work as hard as you need to. Yeah. Well, those are really very impactful and very useful, wisdom that you're sharing for free right now as a consultant, right? We're getting it all for free. And of course, business to business, and I know you have a lot of business. I saw some slides shown a while ago. Can we please put on that slide and let's talk about that? I want to know more about it. Yeah, there. That one. This is your is it like a group of company that you own?
This is my consulting group. So
Okay.
everybody actually that I consult is through Adriatic Investment Group. So this is where a company or someone comes to me and said, "Hey, Nelvin, I have this property. What can I do with this property?" So I develop projects together. Like I do commercial property, for example. So we build shopping centers, we build a gas station, and we do a lot of build out for a project. So I hire architect, I hire engineer. So we put a group of people together to put a certain concept in the project. Some of these pictures, like for example, the Century Properties. I don't know if you all know, I'm actually it's one of the exclusive broker for Texas for Century Properties in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Remember
Can we
all the
can we
condos?
please go back to the previous slide so we can see?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
okay.
So these
Yeah.
are my team. They are from the
Hmm.
Philippines. So what we do is we promote all the condos or any construction that was done by Century Properties in the Philippines, and I sell them here in Texas. So most of our agents, those agents, those people are from the Philippines. So they travel and they were assigned here they travel to different parts of the country. And when they are here in Texas, I actually host them, I entertain them, and I give them all the contacts to connect with people. Who do we present it to? That people that want to invest in the Philippines.
But so they're based in the Philippines,
Correct.
right?
They're based in the
So
Philippines.
they just travel here for business
Two
purposes.
months, 3 months, and
Okay.
we create a kind of group of people together to invite them and present the project that's happening in the Philippines.
Was there any point in time that one of them or maybe some of them, ask that, you know what, why don't we just do it here? Let's stay here and no, don't go back because it's more interesting to
Right.
work here. Was
Well,
there ever a chance that,
well,
that?
yeah, some of them. Actually, one of them, 𝘥𝘰𝘬𝘐𝑴𝑚, is actually the lady at the bottom on the left side of your screen, right side
Okay.
sorry, of the screen, the one wearing black jacket.
Okay.
I'm hoping that she would soon be coming here and hopefully will stay here for good and get married.
Whoa. Okay. So you're gonna bring her from the Philippines to
No, no,
here,
no. No,
or
no.
what?
She's actually going to be back and forth, back and forth. So I think, but
Okay.
she met someone. She met a special someone. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited for
Yeah,
her.
because that one, that triggers there the immigration part of the
Right.
business,
Yeah.
right? But we'll talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about that later.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she comes here all the time, and of course, when you go to a travel different places, there will be a chance that you will be meeting someone.
As
That's
long
gonna
as you're open to it. Some people are not. So,
you're gonna be loving your life.
you're gonna have a love life somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Especially
can.
them, they travel so much.
Oh, wow. Well, traveling is learning. I love traveling.
And this is actually one of
Just-
that is actually one of the properties that one of my client doctors that I've helped him. I'm managing the property now because we do provide property management as well
Oh,
for
yes, yes,
right.
yes.
So we manage this property, and this one is a new project that we're going to be. As I mentioned before, we do construction and development. So we put this project together, and we're going to be building 60 townhomes in Cyprus.
Wow. Yeah,
So
that's
these are the plans.
interesting.
That's the architect, and those are the investors and my clients.
And this is Core Realty under
Yeah, that
Core.
was
That's
remember
yours.
I changed the core realty to Adriatico and Associates now.
Oh, okay. So that was okay. I was wondering about that. So now it's an Adriatico Associates. Okay.
Yeah, core was a DBA, so I changed it
Oh,
to Adriatico and Associates.
okay. Okay. Now that is clear. So this one is coming soon. Is this the one you're talking
Yeah,
about, or is it?
no,
Yeah.
this is a different project. So we're building this now. We're doing the interior now. I'm selling this for $1 million, two of them. So if you want to buy a house in Midtown, so we're building this one,
How much is it again?
1.2 million each,
Okay. How big is the?
3,400 square foot.
Okay. At
Yeah,
least I'll have an
it's a big
idea, right?
home. Yeah, it's a big home, Midtown.
Yeah. And this one
Oh,
is a
this is a
solar.
yes. This is a future project. We actually met. They gave us a tour because this is part of what I was hoping for to accomplish when you mentioned that I'm trying to expand in the entertainment and media, right?
Yeah.
So this actually, we're hoping, keeping our fingers crossed because this is a
Hmm.
multi-million-dollar project. So we're trying to be able to provide a hub for communication where where you do
Oh.
satellite and air certain stations or maybe data center or something that requires a satellite businesses. So
Yeah, wow, very interesting. Well, and we said that Nelvin is not just business minded person, but also he does a lot of civic and community service. And we want to know more about that when we come back after this very short break. So stay with us.
Hi, we are so pleased to be with you. Thank you for being with us. We want to invite you to be part of the Difusión Latina, Portal de Fe. We are the Spanish ministry of Roof Chamber Radio, and we are so blessed to be with these guys all around the world. Please be with us on YouTube and Facebook. We would love very much to know how God is blessing you. And please come along and support us. God bless you and see you then.
And we're back. Dito pa rin tayo sa Usapang Off the Record. And we still have here Nelvin Adriatico. Nelvin,
yes,
so
ma'am.
let's talk about what I know. we want to know more about what you're doing in the community, because I know this is November. November is coming up so fast. But before we get into that, tell us, aside from the one that I already mentioned, let's probably just talk a little bit about those activities of yours that are limitless. So yeah, there's this one. I think you have mentioned about this earlier. I mentioned about this earlier. Yeah, tell us about the chit chat again. And there's a new one, right?
Yeah. So this is actually one of the shows where they're good friends of mine. Actually, we're really, really good friends. Of course, Entang, Cheryl, Fixio.
Yes.
Entang is actually a theater actor, and of course, Cheryl. Cheryl is the correspondent for Balitang America, which
ABS
used to
yeah.
be TFC channel now. And of course, the actress, the singer from One in a Million, Shireen Reyes.
Yes.
So they are my co-hosts actually for the show called Chit Chat, which we actually had 3 seasons. We won 4 Telly Awards.
Yes, and I think I saw those telly
Yeah,
trophies there in your office.
yeah.
And so there's a new one.
Yeah, the TikTok actually. I'm trying. I love to create concept, right? So TikTok.
Was TikTok your idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to create a show that will talk about real people, real state, and real events that's happening in our community.
Ooh,
So
I like that.
I'm still trying to get probably audition my co-host, and maybe you'll audition for my as my co-host.
You may not pass,
Yeah.
but we're friends, right?
Yeah, so
So wait, do you have time frame for that? Like, when is it gonna happen, or is still
not
on
yet.
the
So
table?
it's still in the works. So we're trying to figure that out. So
Okay.
it's be in the works. And of
And
course,
this one,
well, as you know, I'm actually became the co-chair of the Mayor's Advisory
yes,
for the New Americans, Office of the New Americans, where we do, every immigrants that are coming to the country, from refugees and immigrants that's coming to this country, that we need to welcome them. We're a welcoming city, welcoming, county, right? And
yeah.
we're the most diverse county, right?
Oh yeah.
Houston and Fort Bend. So this is that's my co-chair over there. I was actually, before the mayor got elected, he told me that he's gonna appoint me as one of the
So it was Mayor
Sylvester.
Turner.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I got appointed to be the co-chair for the Office of the New Americans.
So who's the chair now? Is it still existing?
It's still existing. I just don't know who the current chair now is.
Okay, I see, I see. And
And
this
of
one, you
course,
mentioned about this
oh
one,
my
Adopt
God.
a
Yeah, this is
Family.
one of the, I think, aside from the back to school, this is one of the most memorable events that I do every year. We had to do it with COVID. When we did it during COVID, we had to do it really slowly and with people with masks. But Adapt for Family is a program with La Rosa Family Services that I was a chairman of the board that caters to domestic violence. So most of the kids
Okay,
here and the parents or the families are victims of domestic violence. So what we
okay.
do, we put families together, we interview them, and we match them with companies. So on the day of the event, and I usually try to do it on my birthday week. Birthday week is my birthday, December 8th.
December 8th?
Yeah, it's my
That's
birthday.
my mom's birthday too.
Oh, wow,
So I
wow.
will never forget your birthday now.
Yes. So that's my birthday. So what we do is we match them, and at the day of, we open the gifts. So we actually have a wish list of these families. So we bring all the gifts. So the families, the companies that adopt them, they bring all the wish list that they have, and then so I do a countdown, and we open the gift all at the same time.
So you said companies, so it's more of
So
like business. Okay.
business, yeah. So all the businesses that we know, we actually send them the list of the families and their pictures. So my husband and I and my dad, my old dad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so but we normally adopt 3 families every year, and
Wow.
yeah. So these are the families that we've adopted for the company as well.
Oh,
So
that's very interesting. We should let the most of the community, that this one exists and that they can do something and make somebody happy. Uh,
oh yeah, it's amazing.
Christmas, right? Yeah, and this one is the
Yes.
one that you're talking about.
Every year for the past 15 years now, we've been doing this. Actually, my son grew up in this event. So when he first came here,
The back to school.
yeah, back to school. So we help thousands of kids and families. and we actually give out 5 to 10,000 backpacks year after year to help these families that are needing help for especially for schools. So we
So do
provide
you collaborate with other organizations in the
organizations. Yeah.
community?
So we have corporate and non-profit organizations. So it was actually through again the I was the chairman of the board of an organization that we actually shut down already that caters to domestic violence. And now I had Alliance now to take over because I was the former chairman of the board of the Alliance that caters to immigrants and refugees. So this is
Yeah.
now a big project for the Alliance organization. So we do this. We just finished one last. This is August because we do it every August.
Oh
So
yeah, before the start of the school year, of course. Yeah,
yes.
actually, I'm just interested on this one because we're planning to start something like this next year and collaborate with other organizations in the community. So
Well, we had the
maybe we
chamber.
can.
Yeah, before when I was starting this, I had the chamber. Was one of the sponsors for this.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, then you mentioned domestic violence. I don't know how. Uh, did you have like how did you get involved with this
Um,
uh, mission or
domestic
advocacy?
domestic abuse it's always been because it's never been taught in the Philippines. It's very taboo,
It's like
especially.
a culture
Yeah,
thing.
it's a cultural thing for the Asian community. And I just want to really create awareness that this is really happening. And we need to help these people to get away because a lot of times it's also mental, right? The mental state of the people that they're being by being controlled, right? And I think by doing this type of program, the organizations, you can just not eliminate, but at least take away some of the pressure and the stress in their
Oh
life.
yeah, it's a big thing because I know and I can tell because I work with, I volunteered in a shelter, where we help empower
Right.
victims of domestic violence. That's why I'm like, okay, this is another way of helping them. That's why I was like interested. And this one, very happy pictures. What
Yeah,
was it?
well,
What are you celebrating here?
I was actually in California because I'm part of the AAPI community. So APA,
Uh,
PAPA is one organization that I'm part of. So every year, all the top leaders of different organizations, elected officials, and people that are running for office, they usually have this like a yearly event where we train and leadership training for
oh,
Asian
that's good.
because
Wow.
we try to empower Asian American leaders to become leaders. So
Yeah.
this is what
So for the people out there, especially Filipinos who are planning to
right.
immigrate to the United States, see you can get help. And you need to find people who can really provide you help and support. And I know you have a lot more here, and I wish we have a lot more time. But like I said, you're doing a lot of things for the community yourself. And the last thing that probably I'd like to ask you is, I know we said November, right?
Right.
So what's happening this November, and how is Nelvin involved in this November thing?
Well, it's going to be a short plug, but as you'll know, that I will hoping to create and make the history as the first Filipino American ever elected to the state of in Austin for Texas, and I am in the ballot in November 8th. So I'm running for state representative for District 28th, which comprises of Richmond, Rosenberg, Cinco Ranch, Fulshire, and Sugarland. So I'm encouraging and asking you all our Filipino communities to please come out and vote because I need your help. I cannot do this alone. We keep asking for representation, but the only way for us to get one is to really get it. We have to be part of it. We have to be engaged. We have to participate. And the only way for us to participate, we come in this country now. Our lives are here. We are given the right to vote. And that's the most powerful thing that you could be part of to change the landscape of the community, right? And electing our representation, electing someone like us, Asian American, Filipino, that will put us first. So we're not always on the sideline. So I would like to ask you all again, please come out and vote. Please support my campaign. Check my website, nelvintexas.com, so you'll see my platform. And
So
hopefully
say that again, Nelvin
for Texas.com.
for Texas. .com. Okay,
Yes.
let's see if we can show that one on the screen.
So I hope you guys can come out and vote and help us create so we can have victory. And I'm hoping November 8th we will make victories and we will celebrate the first ever Filipino Asian American ever in Texas and to the state legislation.
And so, everyone, this is a time that you exercise your right. We all have equal rights, and this is what democracy is. You vote, get out and vote, and of course, make an intelligible decision when you vote. Know who are you voting for, and also that I think this is where your CCC will come in, right? Choice,
Chance.
chance, and
Change.
change. To make it all happen, you gotta have to do something. Don't wait. Don't be a passive, what do you call that, a person. If you want to change, you gotta have to do something. Wow, Nelvin, I really wanted to know more about what you do, but I know we have a lot of time later on. But right now, do you have any last message, not necessarily just from people in Texas, but Filipinos who are listening to us right now?
I would like to welcome you all the people that are coming here, new here in the country, new here in Texas. You have Eileen, you have me. If you need help, please reach out to us because we are a community. We gotta help each other at the end of the day, right? You are a countryman, so we no man is an island. Please, whatever we can do to help, we're here for you.
Wow, thank you, Nelvin. I really, really appreciate your time here, and thank you for sharing your life story, your inspirational story that started with $20. Maybe somebody started with $100 bill, but it's the story that matters. And what did you do about that after? So, thank you so much, Nelvin. It's time. I can't believe it. So maybe next time
Yeah,
after the November, maybe I can invite you again to my show,
maraming
to this
salamat.
Usapang of the Record.
Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Nelvin. I'll
Yeah.
see you again.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Hayan, mga kaibigan, thank you sa lahat ng mga nanood at nakasama natin dito, nakinig sa Usapang of the Record, to the President of Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy, 𝘥𝘰𝘬𝘐𝑵, salamat. And sa ating, and kay 𝘥𝘰𝘬𝘐 din, 𝘥𝘰𝘬𝘐 is the Executive Director of Roof Chamber Media Corporation. Yes. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Ang Usapang of the Record is brought to you by Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy and Legal Law Firm PC. Ano pa nga bang pwede kong sabihin ngayon? I'll see you all next week sa Friday again sa isa na namang Usapang of the Record. This is Aileen. Have a great weekend, everyone. Make it worth it. Bye!